everyone, it's Ricky Molina from the Ricky Molina YouTube channel. Glad to be with you today. Today's a video that I thought I'd like to share with you an interesting solution that I discovered to a common problem when you're recording MIDI tracks into your DAW. Sometimes whenever I'm recording MIDI, and it doesn't matter what you're using to input the data, whether it's a keyboard or any sort of controller, if you record over a previous section, let's say you deleted a section and you want to record over it again using MIDI, when you hit play to play back the information, you won't hear anything. And you're going to think, you know, hey, where's the MIDI data that I just recorded? I just did this incredible recording and everything, and I can't hear a thing. So let's check out an example. I recorded a particular MIDI instrument known as a bouzouki here using Contact 16, and here's the MIDI data for the instrument, and when I hit play, let me just solo it for you. You hear nothing, okay? Everything else is playing, but you're not going to hear the MIDI data. And you start to freak out, and you're wondering, where is this data? Where's this data? And you scour the internet for some solutions, and they're hard to come by, which is why I decided to do this video. And what you got to do essentially is, well, the first thing you want to do is make sure you check your audio preferences and your setup here so that you can actually hear what you're playing. Okay, so the playback is working. My audio preferences are set up properly, but there's something wrong with this particular MIDI track. But when I solo this track and play this section here of the song with the MIDI information, you hear nothing. The MIDI isn't playing back for some reason. And, you know, I checked everything. I went into Contact to make sure the instrument is set up properly and everything. It's nothing with the plugin or the VST or anything like that. What it is it's an issue with a lot of DAWs. And I'm using Studio One, but this applies to many DAWs out there. It's a common problem I've noticed, according to a lot of questions I've seen out there in forums and things like that. What essentially is going on is it usually occurs when you're recording MIDI and then you didn't like what you recorded, so you want to add another layer, and you add another take on top of an area of the song where you previously recorded, and you erased it or you deleted it, and then you record on top of that layer. And when you do that, you're adding layers of information, and the DAW kind of like somehow doesn't erase or delete everything properly from a section. So you end up with old information underneath, and it's that old information that gets silenced in a way. So the DAW is actually silencing a section from an older layer that you recorded. So the solution is you have to go into the DAW, into the track, into the MIDI track, and as you notice, if I click on these, you can hear the instrument playing, but when you hit playback, it's not there. So what you got to do is highlight each of these little MIDI entries, hit delete, and then notice that there are these little bits of information here, and I'm just going to do this section here for the video. And what you notice is these little tiny bits of information are left behind from previous recording, a MIDI recording. So what you got to do is go in there with your mouse and pull it out, okay? Like that. You go in there. It's a little tricky. It's kind of like surgery. A little easier than surgery. And just pull these out. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to just play back this little section here, and I'm going to raise the velocity on them to emphasize the point here. Okay, so now when we play back the song, you should be able to hear the bouzouki quite clearly. Okay, and let me unsolo this track now. You should be able to hear the bouzouki fine. Okay, so you get the idea. Anyways, that's the solution. Don't freak out. The MIDI information is there. You just have to find it, dig it up from the past, if you will. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and like and share it with your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.
Thank you.